Now we come to the question, the vestigial teeth in human dentition. Options: 1. Incisors and canines. Option 2. Canines and lost molars. Option 3. Canines and premolars. Option 4. Premolars and lost molars. Now we look into the question. Three terminologies are very important for us. One is vestigial, second one is teeth, third one is dentition. What do we mean by dentition? I hope all of you know. Dentition refers to set of teeth in an individual. We also know teeth as masticating structures. Now we look into vestigial. I hope all of you know vestigial structures or vestigial organs. The rudimentary non-functional structures which are well represented in ancestors are called vestigial structures. In 12th standard, in the topic evolution, also you talk about vestigial structures. So here we are looking into the teeth which are going to be represented but not functional, not well developed. When you talk about human dentition, we use the word heterodont dentition. What do we mean by heterodont dentition? The dentition where we are going to come across different types of teeth based on structure and function. In human dentition, we know there are 4 different types of teeth. Incisors, that is cutting teeth. Canines, tearing teeth. Premolars and molars, grinding teeth. I told you that these are structurally and functionally different. Either they must be structurally different or functionally different or both. When we talk about human dentition, the canines which are tearing teeth are not very well developed. Like for example, in case of cats, in case of dogs, in case of tigers, lions, all this. I hope all of you know these are predator organisms. Of course, we are not predators. So they are not very well developed. We call them as vestigials. And when you come to the molars, I hope all of you know, there are going to be totally 12 molars are present. The last molars are called as wisdom teeth. The last molars are going to appear in the middle age. They are so far behind, they are not going to be used up for the purpose of mastication. And thereby, the canines and last molars are regarded as vestigial teeth. Let me look into the options. First one says incisors, canines. Canine is fine. Incisors are functional teeth. Thereby, option 1 is wrong. Second one, canines and last molars. Yes. The third one, canines, okay. Premolars are functional. Thereby, this is not our answer. Third one, premolars and last molars. Last molars are vestigial, premolars are functional. Thereby, this is not answer. So, answer is canines and last molars. Now, we come to the next question. The question is, human dentition is described as option 1, homodont, diphyodont, thecodont. Option 2, heterodont, monophyodont and thecodont. Option 3, heterodont, diphyodont and thecodont. Option 4, heterodont, acrodont and plurodont. Let us look into option 1, homodont. Homodont refers to dentition where all the teeth are alike, but we have different types of teeth, namely incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Thereby, this option is not correct. Let me come to option 2. Heterodont, monophyodont and thecodont. We have 4 different types of teeth, thereby heterodont is correct. Monophyodont. What do we mean by monophyodont? Presence of one set of teeth in the lifetime of an individual. Dear friends, you know we are going to have 2 sets of teeth in our lifetime. I hope all of you remember the first set is called as milk teeth. I hope all of you know milk teeth are white in color. Thereby, they are also called as lacteal teeth. And they are going to be replaced by permanent teeth. Thereby, they are also called deciduous teeth. And since we are going to have 2 sets of teeth in our lifetime, we call the condition as diphyodont, not monophyodont. Thereby, option 2 is also incorrect like option 1. Now we come to option 3. Heterodont, yes, because 4 types of teeth. Diphyodont, yes, 2 sets of teeth seen in the lifetime, that is milk teeth and permanent teeth. Thecodont. What do we mean by thecodont? Presence of teeth firmly embedded in the sockets of jawbone is called thecodont dentition. Thereby, the third option is correct because all the 3 fits the human dentition. Now, let me look into the option 4 also. Heterodont, yes. Acrodont. I hope all of you have heard of the word acrodont. Please remember, when it comes to NEET examination, you have to know little more than what actually there in the text. So now let us know what do we mean by acrodont. If the teeth are superficially attached to the jaws, not firmly embedded in the sockets of jawbone, then we call such a dentition as acrodont dentition. And of course, we don't have this. Instead, we have thecodont dentition. Acrodont dentition is seen in reptilian order squamata. For example, in lizards, in snakes, we do come across it. Then let me come to the next word, pleurodont. See, when we talk about teeth, in us, the teeth are firmly embedded in the sockets of jawbone. But pleurodont dentition refers to fixing of the teeth, attachment of the teeth, fusion of the teeth on the sides with the jawbone itself. And this is again is seen in case of squamata, that is reptilian order. So thereby this is not our answer. So answer is option 3, heterodont dentition, diphyodont dentition and thecodont dentition. Now we can go to the next question. The question is, the mechanism that moves the food from mouth to esophagus is options: chewing, deglutition, peristalsis, churning. Let me come to the first one, chewing. Chewing is also called as mastication. I hope all of you know, once the food is taken with the help of teeth, they are going to be subjected to mastication. So, this is not an answer. Now let me come to the second option, deglutition. Deglutition is also called as swallowing. What is swallowing? It is nothing but pushing of masticated food, bolus. Bolus is masticated or chewed food ball or food mass mixed with saliva. Pushing of food from the buccal cavity into esophagus through pharynx. So, here the question is mechanism that moves the food from mouth to esophagus. Thereby, answer deglutition is correct. Option 2 is the answer. Let me look into other options. Peristalsis. Remember, once the food comes to the esophagus, from then onwards, the food is going to be taken by involuntary act, where there is a coordinated act of contraction and associated relaxation of the wall of the digestive tract. I hope all of you know our digestive tract is a hollow tube, and we call this as hollow visceral organ. For example, esophagus, stomach, intestine. So, the involuntary movement of the food by way of contraction and associated relaxation is peristalsis. So, this is not our answer. We come to churning. When we talk about stomach, in stomach strong peristaltic contraction occurs that convert the bolus into semi-liquid paste called as chyme, and we call this strong peristaltic contraction in the stomach as churning. So, this is also not the answer. Answer is option 2, deglutition. Now, we can move on to the next question. The question is, the dental formula of human milk teeth is. Let me look into the options. Option 1, incisors 1 bar 1, canines 0 bar 0, premolars 2 bar 2, molars 2 bar 2. Option 2, incisors 2 bar 2, canines 1 bar 1, premolars 2 bar 2, molars 0 bar 0. Option 3, incisors 2 bar 2, canines 1 bar 1, premolars 2 bar 2, molars 3 bar 3. Option 4, incisors 2 bar 2, canines 1 bar 1, premolars 0 bar 0, molars 2 bar 2. Dear friends, if you look into the text, NCERT text, what you have studied, they have given you the dental formula of permanent teeth in human, and we simply write this as 2 1 2 3 bar 2 1 2 3. I hope all of you know dental formula represent 1/2 of upper jaw and 1/2 of the lower jaw teeth. And if you look into this, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, that comes to 8. In the same way, lower jaw also 8. It represents 1/2, each is multiplied by 2, that comes to 16 bar 16, thereby permanent teeth are 32. Now we come to the milk teeth. When you talk about milk teeth, please remember it is not 32, it is 20, where we are going to write 2102 bar 2102. That means incisors 2 bar 2, canines 1 bar 1, premolars 0 bar 0, molars 2 bar 2. What teeth in milk dentition is not represented? The answer must be here. the premolars and last molars. And when you come to this, here 2102, it is matching with option 4. And thereby the answer is option 4. Now carefully look here, 2 plus 1 plus 2, 5 bar 5. Each half it represents. So we multiply by 2, that is 10 bar 10, and that is 20 teeth. So remember, milk teeth 20 in number, permanent teeth 32 in number. Now we move on to the next question. It is match the following type question. In the column 1, we are going to see secretory cells associated with digestive gland, and column 2, their secretions. Oxyntic cells, goblet cells, chief cells, Paneth cells. I hope all of you know oxyntic cells are also called parietal cells. They are found in gastric glands in the stomach. Oxyntic cells or parietal cells are going to secrete two important components. I hope all of you remember. One is hydrochloric acid and other one is Castle factor, which is also called intrinsic factor. Hydrochloric acid help in maintaining acidic pH of the gastric juice, in which the pepsin is going to be hydrolyzing the protein constituent of the food. So let me look into oxyntic cell. It matches with the HCl, that is A with 2. When you look into it, option 2 and option 3, they show A as 2. Either the answer is A, that is 2, or 3. Let me come to goblet cells. I hope all of you know goblet cells are mucus secreting unicellular glands. The term goblet is given because it is compared to Italian wine glass. Remember, goblet cells secrete mucin that dissolves in water to become mucus. Mucus play a very important role, whether it is the mouth cavity or the stomach or intestine. It has to protect the mucosa layer exposed to the lumen of the digestive tract, where food content has to pass through. And also the mucus lubricates the food for easy passage of the content. So when we look into the goblet cells, it is matching with the mucin protein, that is 3. So when we look into it, in the option 2, B is matching with 3, that is goblet cells, mucin. Chief cells, I hope all of you know, chief cells are also called peptic cells. Chief cells are also referred to as zymogen cells. Please remember zymogen cells. Normally, protein enzyme secreting cells are going to produce the protein enzymes in inactive state to prevent the autolysis of the cell. Autolysis here means the enzyme can simply digest the cell itself. Pepsin actually secreted in the form of pepsinogen. In the gastric gland, the peptic cells are also called chief cells. So here when you look into it, the C is matching with pepsin, that is 4. So when you look into it, again the 2 is matching here. Now we come to the last one, Paneth cells. Very important. When we talk about intestinal glands, we use the word crypts of Lieberkühn. Between adjacent villi of small intestine, we are going to find simple tubular glands, what we call as crypts of Lieberkühn. and the secretory cells of crypts of lubricant are largely Paneth cells. Paneth cells secrete microbicidal enzyme, what we call lysozymes. Now let us look into it. Paneth cells, it is matching with 5, that is lysozymes. So thereby the answer is option 2. So what is not matching here? So HCl, mucin, pepsin and lysozymes. Gastrin is there. So when I talk about gastrin, I hope all of you remember, gastrin is a hormone. It is secreted by the endocrinocytes in the stomach mucosa. Gastrin is going to promote the release of gastric juice. It promotes the release of gastric juice. The cells that secrete hormones associated with gastrointestinal tract are called as argentophene cells. And here the argentophene cells that secrete gastrin are also called as G cells. So remember G for gastrin. Now we can move on to the next question.
Dear friend, ನೀವು Deevige YouTube ಚಾನೆಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದೇ ತರ ನೂರಾರು ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿ.